Welcome back to the channel. Now, we are between series at the moment, so I thought it was a real opportune time for us maybe to take a look back and see what updates we've got on the cars in the series gone by. So first up, we've got that white Golf GTi all the way back in Series 1. Now, this is one we lost track of in around about 2014. And interestingly, in the comments, Scrapyard Warrior V Logging had said for 100% certain it was in Ireland. I did ask him for more details, but didn't hear anything back. But then Alex Barnes pointed out to me, and I've got to put my hands up, bit of a schoolboy error this one, that if you look on DVLA, it is actually mentioned it has been exported. So that would tie in with the Irish suggestion there. So quite possibly that one is still about, but unfortunately has been exported. The next one along is the Mercedes 190e Cosworth. Now, we lost track of this all the way back in 2007, and that was just a couple of years after it had appeared on the show. Now, luckily, William from Belfast got in touch with me just a few weeks ago to tell me that he had owned that car. Now, the story behind it is one that I'm sure a lot of us can understand, that he actually purchased this on a bit of a whim, because William, by his own admittance, is a bit of a serial Volkswagen Beetle fanatic. And being in Belfast was fine, but unfortunately the car was on the mainland in Bournemouth. So he had to fly to Bristol, get the train to Southampton, get another train to Bournemouth, where he picked the car up, was very happy with it. He then drove up to Liverpool, saw family for a couple of days, and then on to Stranraer. So this was a 500-mile drive for his first trip, and then got the ferry from Stranraer back to Belfast. Now, he had the car for a couple of years, and there's a picture of it here, and he enjoyed the car while he had it. Apparently the cold start problem, which Ed had suffered with on the programme, was still with the car while he owned it, and in fact he admits that was one of the reasons he decided to sell it. He then sold it on to a guy in Southern Ireland, and this is where it became exported. So 2007-ish is where this car went into the south, and that unfortunately is where we've lost track of it. So William, through his contacts in the Mercedes Club, was trying to find out if we could find any more on the sort of latest news of this car, but unfortunately hasn't been able to come up with anything. So as ever, if you guys know, please get in touch. Now, another car we've got an update on is the Jeep CJ7. Now, this one had gone quiet for an awful long time, and the only thing we could find was a change of ownership in September 2023. Now, Lucas very kindly got in touch and managed to send me some screenshots of the car when it had been on eBay at the back end of last year. Now, this was for sale by a eBay user called Kenzo Cars, and they're based in South Wales. Now, I did reach out to them for a bit more information, but unfortunately, as often is the case, they didn't come back to me. So I've done some more internet digging, and I found this car has had a few modifications over the years. The original 4.2 litre straight six engine has been removed, and it's got a V8 5.7 litre engine in it. It's had a 2-inch lift. It's also had a respray, but as you can see by some of these pictures, there is some, well, I think it was described as surface rust, but I think it looks a bit more substantial than that. Now, Lucas believed these adverts ended, or auctions, sorry, ended around about November last year. Now, I can find through internet searching suggestions that one auction ended at 6,000 and another auction ended at 7,800. But we haven't had a change of ownership since then. So I'm not quite sure what's going on, because we look at DVLA, as you can see, the last V5 was issued back in September. So, as often can be the case, maybe on eBay these sales didn't get completed. But the other thing is, if you are buying it, you may want to update the logbook, because it's still showing it's got a 4.2 litre engine. And last but not least on these updates is the Bentley Mulsanne Turbo that we featured just a couple of weeks ago. Now, we tracked this one right across the world to Australia, near Melbourne, and believed it had been purchased by somebody that did wedding hire. Now, the person that left that comment was an anonymous even user, and thankfully they left a comment under the video, and they are there as EW1977, and they were saying that this car was one that they'd actually ridden in, and I'm even impressed myself here that Windsor Limousines, which was a little bit of a shot in the dark for me as the company I found that I believed owned this car, I was right. I should have more faith in my my estimations and guesswork. But he'd ridden in this car, so it was really nice. However, when they put it up on the ramps, apparently underneath was rustier than what they wanted to use. So it was put into storage. And it reappeared in 2020. And it was up for sale and on Australian Gumtree for 15,000 Australian dollars, which in UK money is about £7,500. And it appears it was sold because a little while later it was up for sale again with somebody who wanted to exchange it for a Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud. And EW's thought is that the new buyer had possibly looked underneath and decided it was a bit too much work and decided to sell it on. I hope you've enjoyed that update. It's great to find out more and more about what's happening with these cars. And the great news is, in the future, we've got some people who are actually getting in touch with us who actually own the cars that we haven't done yet, so we can get some even better stories. So please do us a great thing and subscribe, and maybe take a look at this video because we think you're going to like it.